this is going to be a long one, but for the vast majority of it, you'll be able to just listen. So, yay. Hi, Paige. We're going to have to battle a couple things today. One of them is the sound of my fan happening. I'm going to see you in a few days, and every time that happens, I feel weird making a video for you, but I'm going to nonetheless. I'm feeling a little bit weird today. I think I've kind of got seasonal change allergies happening and not getting a lot of sleep lately. So I thought I would spend this video doing one of my favorite things in the world. In case you don't know, I'm really into stories and storytelling. What? Completely out of the blue right there. One of my favorite things in the world is to be read to or to read to somebody. I think that I just think it's great. I'm going to read you 3 passages from the 3 books that are in my bed right now. Awkwardly enough, I sleep with 6 books all the time. So, it was reading my mind. I tried thinking to it, silently. Are you ever lonely? I don't mind if you talk out loud. No, I'm never lonely the way you humans are. I am always in touch, somewhere. We are a network and I am part of it. We are not like you. Only a Make 9 is like you, alone. I have the mind of a 4 and I'm telepathic. The voice in my mind was soothing me. Would you make a light come on, a dim one? I said. A bulb overhead began to glow softly. I looked down at my hands, at my dirty fingernails. Then I rolled up my sleeves. For some reason I was enjoying looking at my arms, at the fine light hairs on them. Are you as intelligent as Biff? I said. By all means, the voice said. Biff is really stupid in most ways. It's just that she's very real, is very much a cat. And that makes her seem intelligent to you. I can read her whole mind at a glance, and there's very little there, but she feels good. She would not want to be anything other than a cat. And I don't feel good? Most of the time you are sad and lonely, or yearning. Yes, I said mournfully, I am sad, I yearn a lot. And now you know it, the voice said. And that was true, and I was beginning to feel elated saying it. I looked out the window for signs of dawn, but there was none yet. Suddenly a thought struck me with a strange, yet very easy conversation that had been going on. Is there a God? I mean, are you in touch telepathically with any kind of God? No, I'm not in touch with anything like that. As far as I know, there is no God. Oh, I said. It doesn't bother you, the voice said. You may think it does, but it doesn't. You're really on your own. You've been learning that. But my programming, you've lost that already, the voice said. It's only habit now. But the habits are not what you are anymore. But what am I then? I said. What in heaven's name am I? The voice took a moment before replying. Just yourself, it said pleasantly. You are an adult male human being. You are in love. You want to be happy. You are trying now to find the person that you love. Yes, I said, I suppose that's it. It is, and you know it, the voice said. And I wish you luck. Thank you, I said, and then, can you help me get to sleep? No, but you don't really need any help. You'll sleep when you're tired enough, and if you don't, the sun will be coming up. Can you see that? I said. Can you see the sunrise when it happens? Not really, the boss said. I can only look straight ahead at the road. But thank you for wanting me to see the sunrise. Broad 613 Sadnesses. The following encyclopedia of sadness was found on the body of Broad D. The original 613 sadnesses, written in her diary, corresponded to 613 commandments of our, not their, Torah. Shown below is what was salvageable after Broad was recovered. Her diary's wet pages printed the sadness on her body. Only a small fraction, 55, were legible. The other 558 sadnesses are lost forever, and it is hoped that, without knowing what they are, no one will have to experience them. The diary from which they came was never found. Sadness of the body. Mirror sadness. Sadness of looking like or unlike one's parents. Sadness of not knowing if your body is normal. Sadness of knowing your body is not normal. Sadness of knowing your body is normal. Beauty sadness. Sadness of makeup. Sadness of physical pain. Pins and needles sadness. Sadness of clothes. Sadness of quavering eyelid. Sadness of missing rib. Noticeable sadness. Sadness of going unnoticed. The sadness of having genitals that are not like those of your lover. the sadness of having genitals that are like those of your lover, sadness of hands, sadness of the covenant, sadness of God's love, sadness of God's back, favorite child sadness, sadness of being sad in front of one's God, sadness of the opposite of belief, what if sadness, sadness of God alone in heaven, sadness of a God who would need people to pray to him, sadness of the intellect, sadness of being misunderstood, humor sadness, sadness of love without release, sadness of being smart, sadness of not knowing enough words to express what you mean, sadness of having options, sadness of wanting sadness, sadness of confusion, sadness of domesticated birds, sadness of finishing a book, sadness of remembering sadness, of forgetting, anxiety of sadness. Interpersonal sadness, sadness of being sad in front of one's parent, sadness of false love, sadness of love, friendship sadness, sadness of bad conversation, sadness of the could have been, secret sadness. Sadness of sex and art, sadness of arousal being an unordinary physical state, sadness of the feeling of the need to create beautiful things, sadness of the anus, sadness of eye contact during fellatio, kissing sadness, sadness of moving too quickly, sadness of not moving, nude model sadness, sadness of portraiture, sadness of Pinch's tea, only notable paper, to the dust, from man you came and man you shall return, in which he argued it would be possible, in theory, for life and art to be reversed.